Hello, my name is Wesley Allen Harris, and I'm a student at the University of Texas Arlington College of Nursing. This presentation will illustrate the educational method called Socratic questioning. Socratic questioning involves the instructor asking probing questions of the students in order to assess or gauge their understanding of a topic or concept. This calls for active participation and thinking on the part of the audience. In my own practice as a nurse educator, I use this method at the beginning of a lecture in order to assess the knowledge of my audience. This will a lot of times affect the information that I choose to relay in the following lecture, and it can give me a rough idea of the pace I can plan to keep. Socratic questioning requires some knowledge of the concept in question. If the audience does not have at least some basic understanding of the concept, this method may not be successful, or it may require not a lot more work on the part of the instructor. Socratic questioning may also be helpful to ensure the understanding of a foundational concept before moving on to more complex ideas. Asking questions of your audience just to check in is an example of Socratic questioning and allows you to know whether your audience is really internalizing the material as you are teaching. This can also help to break up the monotony of a long lecture, or in our case, a long day of lectures. When using Socratic questioning, take care to provide a classroom or environment where students feel free to express their thoughts and ideas. If students fear retribution of answering incorrectly, they may be less likely to provide answers. It will also be necessary to call on certain audience members who may not participate willingly. This will help ensure active participation by all attendees, not just those who ate their Wheaties. The following example of Socratic questioning is from my profession as a clinical education coordinator at a 100-bed community hospital in East Dallas. I'm currently teaching week 8 of about a 16-week critical care nurse residency program. The audience, or the reference group in this case, for this presentation is 3 resident nurses. Seated in this video, Amanda, Ashley, and Pam, who have given me permission to use this video. Last week's discussion in this course covered ABG interpretation and the rationale behind it. The students also had a follow-up homework assignment to reinforce these concepts, and this clip was shot at the beginning of the next class day. I'd like for you to follow along with me to see if you can determine whether or not the following learning objectives have been met. Number 1, the critical care nurse resident will understand the 3 main components of ABGs. And number 2, residents can accurately evaluate ABG values to determine pulmonary and metabolic disorders. What is an ABG?
Arterial blood gas.
Good.
Arterial blood gas.
Good. And where do we measure this?
In your renal artery.
In
Or
your
any artery.
must be what kind of blood though?
Arterial.
Arterial blood. Remember, this is coming right off the heart. So in ABG, what are the 3 main values that we're looking for? pH, CO2, and what's a normal pH value, Ashley? 7.35 to 7.45. Pam, what is a normal CO2 value? 35 to 45. And Amanda, what is a normal bicarb level?
22 to 26.
22 to 26. Right in there. So, y'all all know the normal values, so we're going to take a look at a few values here. This is the bicarb, this is the CO2, and this is the pH. So, Amanda, what do we see about our pH here? Is it high or low?
It's within normal range.
It's within normal range, right? So this is going to be a
Fully compensated.
a compensated ABG. So is the CO2 value high or low?
High.
CO2 value is high, and the CO2 actually is this. This parameter tells you about the respiratory or the metabolic system. Respiratory, good. And then the bicarb is metabolic, good. And Pam, you said that the bicarb level is normal? Good. So we've got a pH that's a little bit on the low side, but still within normal limits. And our CO2 is up. So Amanda, what do we have?
We have respiratory. We did have respiratory acidosis.
Respiratory.
But it's compensated.
Compensated. Respiratory acidosis. It's respiratory because the pH is low and the CO2 is high, and our bicarb is normal. All right. Let's do one more. 7.47, 35, and 30. Pam, is the pH high or low?
High.
pH is high, good. Ashley, is the CO2 high or low? It's on the low side, but it's still pretty normal, but it's on the low side. And then is the bicarb high or low?
High.
Bicarb is high. So, is this going to be acidosis or alkalosis, Amanda?
Alkalosis.
Alkalosis, good. Is it compensated or uncompensated? It's not compensated because our pH is out of that normal level of 7.35 to 7.45. So it's uncompensated. And is it respiratory or metabolic?
Metabolic.
Metabolic, good, because the pH is up and the bicarb is up. Remember, if they're going the same direction, it's metabolic. And if the CO2 and the pH are going opposite directions, it is respiratory, good. So we said this is an uncompensated metabolic alkalosis. Very good. Y'all have questions? I think y'all got this. Very good. There will be some of these on your test. Wow. I hope you're going to do as well on the test as they all did. Remember that the responses here were recorded in real time, and this recording was unscripted. Note that although ABG interpretation is quite a complex concept, the audience is already quite well versed in it. This is largely due to the previous lecture and homework that was completed by the group. Also note that each participant in the group was called on several times throughout the exercise to ensure understanding by everybody. And although not overtly demonstrated in this video, I think it's evident that I have fostered a learning environment where students really do feel free to express themselves openly. This concludes my presentation, and I hope that you will enjoy some outtakes that I've put together with my remaining time. Thank you very much. Go Mavs!
What's the doggy's name?
Joey.
Joey, that's right. Not doing the right thing. I can't watch it. I understand. It's driving me crazy.
I'm a unicorn.
So I want you guys, but I'm going to try.
Oh, is this for your project?
3 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, let me smile.
Do you know what an ABG is?